Five slicers. There are about 15 five slicers that we haven't already covered in previous videos, and once you know all of the five slicers, you'll pretty much know full OBL, except for the two six slicers that I'll cover in a following video. We're going to start with the 4 five slice corners only cases. I'm going to be teaching them algorithmically because they're pretty easy to recognize and you should just learn them as algs because it's not that much learning. You don't have to actually learn these algorithmically. You can just learn where I do my first slice, and you can see that it sets up to a 4 slicer that you already know. So in this case it sets up to gem. So you don't have to actually learn all 5 slices. If you want, you can just learn the first 1 or 2 slices and then you'll know how to solve it from there. First case, if you just have one corner on each layer, you put both in the top right like this, and then you do this algorithm. Next case is 3C. I actually look at the inverse color. I don't look at these corners. I see this corner and this corner. For the top corner, I put it in the bottom right, and for the bottom corner, I put it right here in the bottom left, and do this algorithm. The last 2 corners only cases are C-adj cop and cop C-adj, and you hold them in pretty similar ways. So you always put the C-adj in the front like this and like this. You always misalign the top like this and like this, and you always want to preserve the cop blocks like this and like this. So starting with C-adj on top, you're going to misalign the top, of course, and do this algorithm. Canceling into U2D2 if the colors are switched, and then for cop C-adj, you'll do this algorithm, which is kind of like VF at the start and then it ends with a D, and then of course cancel into U2D2 if you get the color flip. The next case is one of my personal favorites. This is Squid. Put the top squid corner in the top right and the bottom squid corner in the top left like this, and then misalign the top and do this algorithm. So with practice you can do that pretty quickly. Next case is hazards, which I'm also going to teach algorithmically, but I promise this is the last one I'm going to teach as an algorithm. For the top hazard, you're going to put the corners on the right like this, and for the bottom hazard, you put them on the bottom. I look at the inverse hazard, so this would be inverse hazard on the left and inverse hazard on the front, whichever way you want to look at it. Just hold it like this and do this algorithm. So color mirror would be like this, and then cancel and flip. Alright, next 5 slicer is bad thumb. So I start by putting both thumbs upright like this with a gem on the top, the edge on the bottom, gem on top, edge on bottom. And it's bad thumbs when they're on opposite sides, so this is left, right thumb, so it's bad. I always misalign the top, and then I do a corner M2 for my first move. So slice, 2-2, slice, and then you get this 3 slice OBL. Now you could stop there and move on to the next shape, but if you want to predict more slices of this case, it's fairly simple. So after you do your first corner M2, you're going to do 2 small moves that go in the opposite direction of this thumb. So here's what I mean. This is a left thumb, so after I do my 2-2, I'm going to do 2 right small moves since it was left thumb and I want to do the opposite direction. So a right small move would be D prime, and then small U, and then I get a 1 slice OBL. In this example, I would have right thumb, left thumb. After I do my first corner M2, I see that this thumb is on the right, so I want to do 2 small left moves, so that would be a small U prime and a small D, and then 1 slice OBL. Next case is pretty cool to know. It's bad kite, basically where you can't do a 1 slice OBL. So before you go into this 1 slice OBL, see if it's actually going to skip EO or not, and if it's not, then you're usually going to have your bottom color on the left here. So in this case I have a white kite on the bottom. So I'm going to find the white kite on the top and find this corner here and match it up with the outer edge of the bottom kite so that when I slice, I get gem. So here I would see that I have 2 kites. I would go into trying to do a 1 slice OBL. I see it's not going to work out. So I look at the outer edge of this bottom kite. It's on the top here kind of. So I find the corner of the top kite and I bring it down to match with this edge, and then I get gem. Basically you just want to make sure you don't try to bring down like this block this big block down here, you want to find this lone corner and then just bring that single corner down to pair with the rest of the kite, and then you get gem. Next 5 slicer is NT. This is actually a pretty cool one because it involves the JJ alg. So you're going to start by putting the stem of the T in the front like this, or see here we have a T on top, so we'd put the stem right here in the front, and then you're going to preserve the N and hold the T at the same alignment. So since we're misaligning the N, we have to misalign the T, and then you're going to do the JJ alg with the headlights in back, so that'd be /U prime, small e, d prime, and then you'll see you get a 1 slice OBL. So here's another example. We have a T on top and an aligned N on bottom. So we start by putting the stem of the T in front, and we put the N, we can hold it anywhere, just make sure that you preserve the N block. Hold the T at the same alignment, so since this is aligned, this must be aligned too. And we do JJ, and then a 1 slice OBL. So if you want to avoid any awkward U2s or D2s after you do your JJ, then you can remember this simple trick. So if your N perm is on top, then you're going to find your U color, so mine is black, and you're going to put that in the front right, so that when you do JJ, this is black right here, and you can just do a -2 on bottom. And then when you have N on bottom, instead of putting your U color in front right, you'll put it in the front left. So my U color is black, so I'll put the black pair in the bottom left here. I could do either one of these pairs, it doesn't matter. And then when I do my JJ, I'll just have a nice ABF into 1 slice OBL. Next case is N tie, and it's actually really similar to NT. So you're still going to do JJ into a 1 slice OBL, you just hold it from a slightly different angle. So you're still going to preserve your N blocks like this, and then you're going to find the lone corner of the tie and put it in the front so that the slice is touching this corner. So you could do it like this or like this, but there's actually only one way, because you want to hold the tie at the same alignment as the ends. So we can't hold it like this, because even though this corner is touching the slice, this layer has to be misaligned, so we can only hold it like this. So from here we would do JJ, and then get a 1 slice OBL. And then here's another example. We have tie N, so we would see that our N is aligned, so we want to hold the tie corner in the front so that it is still aligned. So this is the only way we can hold it while touching the slice with the corner. And so we do JJ and then 1 slice OBL. Next case is Yoshi. And first thing you want to do when you see you have 2 Yoshis is look at the bottom Yoshi and then find the edge corner edge block and its adjacent edge corner block, pretty much how we did for Yoshi Hazard. And once again, you want to preserve that and put it in front just like this. And then for the other Yoshi, you want to put the Yoshi head, so the edge corner edge block, in a similar position as the bottom Yoshi. So here it's on the top right, so we want to put this one on the top right too. And then these are our alignments for our first slice, since we're preserving this. For the second slice, it's super nice because you're always going to do a left small move after the first slice. So here we would slice and do a small D, and then we would get this 3 slice OBL. Here's another Yoshi. Find the bottom Yoshi's edge corner edge block and adjacent corner edge block, put those in the front and preserve, and then find the top Yoshi's edge corner edge block and put it in a similar position, so top left, and then slice, left small move, and then a 3 slice OBL. Third to last 5 slicer is similar axe. So here, once we put the axes upright, we have right axe, and here we have left axe. So these are similar axes. It's a 5 slicer, and basically from these exact positions, you just want to make sure you preserve the blades of the axe like this. And once you slice, you'll notice you get gem. And there's not like a super great way to predict the second slice, but you can pretty much just look ahead or just get a feeling of where the gems are going to be. And so here we would misalign the bottom in order to preserve the blades of the axe, so slice, and then gem. So now we have axes, but they're on opposite sides. So here we have right axe, and here we have left axe, right axe. So you're always going to misalign the top and then do an F on the right axe layer. So after we slice from here, we're going to do a big F prime because that's an F move on the right axe layer, which is the top layer. So slice, big F prime, and then we get a 3 slice OBL. So here for left axe, right axe, again misalign the top. Our right axe is on the bottom layer, so after the first slice we're going to do an F on the bottom layer. So that would actually be an F prime. So slice, small F prime, and then just finish off the 3 slicer. Alright, last 5 slicer is bad bunny bunny, and it's bad when the bunnies are facing opposite directions. So this bunny is facing to the right, this bunny is facing to the left, so it's bad. This is a very flexible and nice case. So just from these angles, the upright bunny angles, you can hold at either alignment like this, and then slice and do any T move, just like we did for Yoshi Hazard. So we could do a 4 -2 here, and then we get this 3 slice OBL, Yoshi Bird, or we could do from here, slice -2 4, and we still get good Bird Yoshi, which is a 3 slicer. So here is the other bad bunny bunny. We have left bunny, right bunny. So hold it either alignment. I'll misalign the top this time. Do any T move, so I'll do a -4 2 this time, and then we get good Bird Yoshi. Alright, so those are all the 5 slicers. As I said before, you don't have to follow all my second slice prediction tips. Those are just there for when you're ready for them. If you're not ready for them, then you can always just take it 1 slice at a time, because if you do 1 slice to a 5 slice OBL from the correct angle, then you'll end up with a 4 slicer, which you already know. So I'll see you guys in the 6 slicer video, which is the last video.